For Mia, life seemed perfect. She had everything anyone could wish for: an exciting career as an artist, a beautiful apartment with a breathtaking view of the city, and friends who supported her every step of the way. Yet deep inside, she felt an emptiness. There was something, or someone she felt was missing, but she couldn't pinpoint exactly what. It wasn't until that fateful evening that everything changed. It began on a quiet night as Mia sat in her studio painting. She had recently inherited her grandmother's old house in the countryside, a place she had avoided for years. The memories there were too painful, memories of love, joy, and ultimately loss. But tonight, something felt different. Something called to her, urging her to face her past. She drove to the house, a place that had once been full of laughter and life, but now stood silent and abandoned. As Mia wandered through the old dusty halls, she discovered a room she had never noticed before. It was locked, hidden behind a large tapestry that had fallen to the floor. Curious, Mia opened the door and was immediately met with the overwhelming scent of roses and old paper. Inside, there was a small desk covered in yellowed letters, photographs, and a journal. Her grandmother's journal. Mia's heart skipped a beat as she carefully picked it up, brushing off the dust. The first entry was dated 1942, during the early years of World War II. Her grandmother had written about a man named Gabriel, a soldier who had swept her off her feet during a brief meeting in Paris. The letters between them were filled with longing, passion, and promises of forever. Mia was captivated by the depth of their connection. It was a love story unlike any other. But as Mia continued to read, the entries grew darker. Gabriel had been sent to the front lines, and despite their intense correspondence, her grandmother's heart began to break as his letters became less frequent. The final entry, dated 6 months before his disappearance, was chilling. "My dearest Evelyn, no matter the distance, no matter the war, my love for you will be the fire that keeps me alive. But something is happening, something I cannot explain. The world is shifting. It's as if time is no longer on my side, and I am being drawn into something I cannot control. Know this, I will always find you. In this life or the next, our souls are intertwined, and I will never leave you." After that letter, Gabriel was never heard from again. Mia, overwhelmed with a mixture of grief and curiosity, kept reading, and as she did, she felt something shift in the air around her. It was as if she could feel Gabriel's presence in the room. A cold shiver ran down her spine, and she glanced up, half expecting to see him standing right there. That night, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that something extraordinary had happened. She needed to know more. The next day, she began her investigation, reaching out to historians, military experts, and anyone who might know what had happened to Gabriel. But there was no record of him anywhere. It was as though he had vanished without a trace. Days passed, and Mia became consumed by the mystery of her grandmother's lost love. Her dreams began to fill with visions of Gabriel, a man with striking blue eyes and an intensity that left her breathless. The more she looked into it, the more she began to believe that Gabriel wasn't just part of her grandmother's past. He was somehow part of her destiny too. One evening, as the sun set behind the house, Mia found a hidden path in the overgrown garden. It led to a forgotten courtyard at the heart of the property. At the center of the courtyard stood an ancient tree, its roots entwined around a weathered stone that seemed out of place. Mia knelt beside it, her fingers tracing the surface of the stone, and then she gasped. Engraved on the stone were the words, "To Evelyn, forever bound by love. Find me when the stars align." The date etched into the stone was from the present day. A chill ran through Mia. She could no longer deny it. Gabriel had somehow left her a message. The connection between them, between the past and the present, was real. Determined to uncover the truth, Mia spent sleepless nights researching ancient symbols and star patterns, trying to decipher the meaning of the message. What did it mean to find him when the stars aligned? The answer came to her in a vision, a dream that felt more like a memory. In it, Gabriel stood before her, looking exactly like he did in the photographs. His eyes locked with hers in a way that made her feel like they had known each other for eternity. "Follow the path," he whispered. "Our love is eternal, but you must choose to walk the path with me." Mia woke up, her heart racing. The dream was so vivid. It felt like a message she couldn't ignore. She knew then what she had to do. She would follow the path Gabriel had left for her, no matter where it led. A few days later, Mia stood beneath the night sky, in the very courtyard where she had found the stone. The stars were perfectly aligned, as though the universe itself had been waiting for this moment. She closed her eyes, feeling the weight of history, of love, and of the promise that had transcended time. When she opened her eyes, she saw him. Gabriel stood before her, his presence so real, so tangible, that it felt like a dream she could finally touch. "Mia," he said, his voice soft but filled with emotion, "I've been waiting for you. Our love has never been lost, and now it's time for us to be together. Time is no longer our enemy, it is our ally." And with that, Mia stepped forward, into the arms of the man she had loved through time, the man who had crossed realms to be with her.